Hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you guys a first-person gameplay commentary. I know you guys are excited because I haven't made a video in like a week, and I'm really sorry about that. If I check how long it's been here, I think it's been about a week. I'm doing a Bloodseeker gameplay here. This is actually different than the one that I talked about a couple days. Wow, it really has been an entire week since I made a video. That is ridiculous. But things are almost done here. The Eastern qualifiers, we have one night left tonight. I casted 2 sets last night, and the night before I casted, I think, 1 set. But tonight just doing analyzation. So if you guys want to tune in for that, it starts at 3 a.m. my time, which is, as of my recording, in like 9 hours. So yeah, if you guys want to tune in that's 9 a.m. Pacific time. I think it's really good for Singapore, and it ends up being like morning EU, I think, if you guys want to tune into that. But we're almost done here, so then I should be back up to speed and making full videos. So I know I've been slacking a ton, but as soon as the qualifiers end, most everybody's going to leave. We'll get the house back under control again. There will be less people here, and I should have a lot more free time to cast and record and play games. I played yesterday about 4 games, and that was the first time I'd actually played in a while. So, all right. So I played Bloodseeker this game. I played him yesterday. This was after like 4 games of pulling rust off, and actually felt relatively comfortable this game. Played with Memoria. I don't think there was anyone else on our team that I knew. I think I was just queuing with him, I believe. A little bit about Bloodseeker in the mid lane. I'm not sure when the last time I made a Bloodseeker video was, but he's actually a really fun hero to play. I actually kind of like playing him a lot. He's argued to be not very strong as a hero because he's essentially kind of like Night Stalker, and Night Stalker is better at doing what Bloodseeker could do, and that's arguable, of course. But Night Stalker has a much better lane presence. Bloodseeker is pretty survivable, but he's not like insanely strong. His ganking is probably better at level 6. That's kind of hard to say. Bloodseeker can solo kill somebody a bit better. Like, if somebody's out of position, Bloodseeker is the stronger hero, but Night Stalker can be a lot more aggressive. So I did random, so I got pretty lucky on items. I was able to go Salve Tango with a Stout Shield Quelling. Those 2 items, Quelling, Stout Shield, makes Bloodseeker really strong in the mid lane. You can even get away with just 1 Tango on Bloodseeker if you're really greedy, but it's a little scary because if your lane ends up going bad, and if you lose your first Tango's worth of regen, then it's really hard to get last hits because your opponents are going to harass you down. So I pick up a Gauntlet as well. Normally you'd look at the Gauntlet and say, why not 2 Ironwood branches? But the reason I grab a Gauntlet is because I like making Urn on Bloodseeker, that's why I picked one up. So the extra 60 HP will help out a bit. So other reasons Bloodseeker is kind of okay. I guess I can talk about his skills and stuff. I don't know when the last time I went over basics were, but his first skill is a Silence. It has a pretty good uptime, 6-second duration, does 20 damage per second, so it is actually a relatively good level 1 nuke, 120 damage. And it lasts, the cooldown is 12 seconds. It can be a full-time silence. Once you put up to 4 skills points into it, you can actually get, you can keep somebody perma-silence with the ability, which is really strong. I think this Kunkka was not as good at last hitting as I was. It was part of the reason why the lane went as it did, but I seem to remember this guy was having some trouble, quite a bit of trouble last hitting. The second skill that you pick up is Bloodbath, or the second skill. I like this at level 1, of course, but this basically gives you HP gain based on heroes dying or creeps dying. So if I get a creep, you'll see a little blood and a little heal going to me. It's a percentage based of the creep. That means a melee creep will give me more regen than a ranged one will. Kunkka, I believe he has double gauntlet. I can click on him in just a second. Yeah, double gauntlet with a stout shield, and he also has a self tango. So it looks like he randomed as well. There's actually a lot of regen items, so it makes the lane a bit more equal. But yeah, normally in this case, you can do a better job. Well, all right. One thing is, Kunkka can't harass me as well as a ranged hero can because he's not a ranged hero. The bright side is that he has a stout shield, so whenever I actually harass him, it doesn't cost him a whole lot. Let's pull this up here. Blood Rage is really, or Bloodbath is really good though, just because it can keep you in lane for a very long time. This is why you can get away with not only having like 1 Tango. It really makes it a lot easier. And more right clicks on him. I finally get Blood Rage now. If I was against any kind of nuker or silencer or something, I would probably want Blood Rage earlier. But since I'm up against a Kunkka, it's not really, I'm not really that concerned with having the silence early. Your third skill is Thirst. This gives you a movement speed bonus if enemies within this range are below a certain HP threshold. And in this case, the radius has been changed, or the way the skill works has been changed a little bit. The radius is actually the same at all levels now, but it just changes the health percentages. What health ranges is he going to be survivable at? Now, I ended up grabbing 111 of my skill build here. I might be able to get a kill, actually. Guess what does he need? 20%? He'd have to be below 20% health, and he's not quite there. he would need to be like below 160. So I actually am still level 3. Normally I actually like to grab a second level of Bloodbath, but I think I skipped it this game because I was last hitting so much better than him. If we look at the CS totals, he's nowhere close to me. He's got equivalent last hits to my denies, so that's going to hurt him a bit. But normally I do actually get at least 2 levels of Bloodbath. It doubles the, or actually it's only 50% increase for creeps, but I've been last hitting so well that I'm honestly happy with just 1 level of Bloodbath. But I'll usually get 2 levels. It does give you a lot more regen. So I've got a boots coming to me. You really don't need a bottle as Bloodseeker. It's really not needed at all. You don't really spam your mana that much. You just need a small amount of mana regen to be able to be survivable, basically. You don't need a whole lot of mana regen for to stay up. So maxing out Thirst is usually where you get some chase in. I've got some Thirst on somebody. I don't know who that is, but I can see the Thirst buff on myself. It's kind of nice to get that picked up. Movement speed increased by 25% at level 2, so pretty good movement speed there. So that's one thing that kind of ends up being Bloodseeker's weakness, is that as a hero he really doesn't have that much damage. His damage is mostly centered around his right clicks, which are okay but not that great. Centered around Rupture, which is okay at level 1 but not that amazing. And you can use Blood Rage in the early game. Like I said, 120 damage for 1 skill point is pretty good, so using it offensively is not a bad thing. You can also cast on yourself if you want a damage increase, but the downside is this prevents you from casting either Blood Rage or Rupture, which isn't that big of a loss because most of the time they won't be off cooldown. So I guess there could be times where I cast Blood Rage on myself more often, but generally I don't like putting a lot of skill points into this skill early because the percentage damage that it increases on you will increase with levels. So what basically this means is that if I get too many levels of Blood Rage early, and I ever want to use it against a hero like Juggernaut or Kunkka, it can really put me in a bad spot. I almost lost my salve there because of the Kunkka splash. That was a pretty big mistake for me, but luckily it didn't happen. Anyways, I've got 3 levels of Thirst now, and I popped a salve, and that's one of the reasons. I would almost argue that salve is better than Tango on Bloodseeker, because things get really dangerous. Like, you can get small heals out of Bloodbath. If you take all of your damage, last hitting is almost impossible, because going up to lane can chance you dying. So, oftentimes, I would maybe grab salve over a Tango. It's kind of hard to say, though. Having both is really nice. But also having a Quelling Blade is really important, because Quelling Blade gets you HP, you know? It's a hard decision to make. I really, really like Phase Boots on Bloodseeker. I think this is the best build for him, just because increasing your mobility is really powerful. It is where you get a lot of your strength. So, it looks like the Kunkka is actually getting the bot lane. Was that a haste? Yeah, it was. It's a haste rune on Kunkka. I think I did call MIA here, but you can't see it on the replay. Looks like the Lifestealer's going to die here. Grabbing the Phase Boots is also great, because I can now last hit even better. I'm going to pick up level 6 from this. I'm still keeping an eye on the bot lane. I don't have a TP scroll yet, but I was considering ganking this. And now that they're really low HP, keep an eye for my Thirst. Look at this. Just got it. So now I have this movement speed bonus. Since I have 3 levels into Thirst, I'm actually running at just about max movement speed. He even pops the smoke, but I could see him right here. It looked a little weird, but I definitely could get vision. And since he's so low, I actually don't want to cast Rupture on the guy. I just want to cast a little bit of Blood Rage. And the Blood Rage is going to guarantee that he burns down and dies, and that I can save the Rupture for the other important hero. And a typical lower skilled player would probably just Rupture the Pugna and say, I want to kill Pugna. But it's really important to save your abilities for really useful uses. Like 120 damage is enough to kill the Pugna. The Rupture set up a kill on the Sand King a lot better. I mean, Rupture was honestly just enough to score the kill. A Rupture was enough to reduce Sand King's HP low enough. So yeah, always try to save your better abilities. Another good example is like a Finger of Death on Lions, something like that. You really don't want to burn it if you don't have to. If you can just get him with a couple extra right clicks, it can get you that second kill a second later. So I pick up Urn immediately after. The Phase Boots is like the typical Bloodseeker build that I really like. I saw somebody use this against me a long time ago, and ever since then I was like, this build is really cool. I think this is a fantastic build. Phase Boots again, movement speed, right click damage. We have an offlane Medusa, by the way, so not forget this. Pretty fun laning matchup. But the reason Urn is so great is because you're going to get kills as Bloodseeker, and when you do, you'll be able to either heal up yourself after the ganks happen, or you'll be able to use it offensively to get kills. And you'll see me use Urn a lot this game, and it becomes kind of a crucial linchpin of a lot of my kills. But even early game, I don't have that much damage output, so having Rupture really gives you a good advantage. I feel like I misplayed this part for quite a bit. Yeah, that's right. I ended up casting Silence on the line, and I should have cast Rupture on one of these guys. And now I didn't have any mana. Really wanted to get this kill so I get heal out of it, and I did get the heal. Him draining my mana actually did hurt quite a bit, but I shouldn't have casted Blood Rage on the line. I should have casted Rupture immediately on one of these guys. I popped the Salve because I was considering diving for this, but I still didn't have Rupture mana, so I definitely should have just Ruptured one of them, though. If I Ruptured one of those guys, I could have actually just gone in and right-clicked. I'm really strong at this point. I did get the double kill. I am level, 8? I have a Stout Shield as well and about 1,000 HP, so my survivability is not bad at all. Like, those heroes are going to be really scary later in the game when they have more skill points and things like their stun and their Finger of Death, but as of now, it's not that, they're really not that much of a threat. So if I had better mana management there, it's possible I would have gotten more kills than just the one on the Pugna. So Pugna's also very squishy towards me in the early game because he has very low armor. Things feel a little scary in the mid lane. I have to be kind of careful because the Sand King could set up a kill really easily, but for now I'll just continue last hitting and hopefully out CSing. I've got 41 CS at 8 minutes with 3 kills. This is a really, really good start. This is pretty much the best start you can ask for. The kills on the bot lane were kind of gimmies as well, so that helped out. But I'm going to bring myself a Clarity Potion on the Flying Courier because I did run into mana problems in the last gank. And you do get mana regen from the urn. It's usually about enough mana, but you might run into some problems sometimes if you are kind of active on the map. So I think I was waiting to get another 1,000 gold or another 100 gold so that I could buy an Ogre Club here before I ended up purchasing anything, but I ended up going really weird items this game, I think. I seem to remember. I'm trying to remember. I think I went BKB first this game, is what I did, because I had so many stuns that I felt like I had to deal with it. Maybe I went Sanj BKB. I can't remember exactly. We'll have to see. I got a Sanj yesterday in another game that I played, so I'm maybe a little confused about stuff, but we're going to end up running into a lot of enemy heroes. Going to see a little stun. I was able to silence Lion before he gets the finger off, so I definitely kept the Lifestealer alive for a bit here. And this should allow me to score a kill. I also used my Urn offensively, which is going to lower his HP a bit as well. So, score the kill. My Thirst movement speed buff is going to go away now, and it looks like the Lifestealer might just die here. Actually, he did take pretty full damage. Doombringer reacting a little bit late there, I think, but if he takes some damage, if I can get an Urn off as well as the Blood Rage. Alright, I get the Urn off, and now I should be able to dive. So Thirst is going to go off. I do have the movement speed bonus. Put the silence on him and put him down to like really low. It was a great hex. So I end up dying there, and it looks like the Kunkka ends up surviving. So things I probably should have done that little gank. Probably not dive past the tier 2. As soon as the TP came, I probably should have just booked it instead of trying to get the last hit. Like, the Doom damage stopped right before I got the kill. If Kunkka would have died, though, I would have hit full HP, something like that. Because you get a big chunk of HP from Bloodbath against enemy heroes. 30% of his HP would have been, like, 300, so I would have gotten a 300 HP heal from him dying. So I probably should have just not dived it. It was a little too aggressive. I think the Doom kind of misplayed anyways. Him throwing Doom there was not really that useful. I wasn't in position to set up on it, so I ended up dying despite having a 4-kill advantage. And that's hurt my CS a little bit as well, because I spent more time diving and stuff than anything else. You also might be a little confused why I actually have a lot of strength picked up. I'm going to close the door really quick, 1 second. He was playing one of his matches. I guess the game is still happening. I don't remember what I was talking about here. I think I maybe waited too long to go on the Sand King here, but I did keep him within tower range and I set up the kill. Like, I could have ruptured him earlier, but at this point his HP is pretty high. He probably has about 900, 800 HP, and Bloodseeker is all about. He has like a very limited amount of damage that he can do, basically. So once he got under tower range, I decided that, okay, I can rupture this guy now. It's like, he'll take extra damage from the tower, so it felt worth it for me then. I maybe could have ruptured earlier, but I don't know if I would have been able to kill Sand King otherwise, because those couple extra tower hits were enough to get him below visibility range, and then from there I can chip him off and finish with the kill. So I TP'd this a little late. I definitely hesitated like a second too much, but again, using the Urn, should be able to Blood Rage as well, and now I got the movement speed bonus, so just a little bit of advantage like this, that little extra damage coming out of those spells really makes a big difference. Again, the Doom is a little optimistic here, but with that extra damage on Sand King, we should be able to kill him. I was dodging Torrent right there, if you guys are wondering why I just ran really weird. Again, I'm going to Blood Rage on the Kunkka. I don't know if he's going to end up dying or not. I had to earn between those hits because I was afraid about dying, so I'm going to get out of there, and it looks like he is going to end up surviving. So Kunkka barely survives again. But if we would have killed him, it would have been really nice. I think this is the part where Doom dives like crazy. So, Urn, you can use my last charge to get me at a decent HP. And he's not going to be able to do that kill. And then I went to the jungle a bit to regen. So at this point, Bloodseeker's pretty strong. I mean, level 1 Rupture is great, but it's not nearly as good as level 2 Rupture. This does pure damage, by the way, so it's actually good against magic-resistant heroes like Anti-Mage, for example. But the move damage percentage doubles between level 1 and level 2. So that means the initial burst damage of 150 to 250 is good and respectable, but you can actually run through level 1 Rupture without too much trouble. It doesn't really bother you a whole lot. Once you get to level 2 Rupture, it really increases your damage potential. This is one of the reasons why I don't like early Force Staff on Bloodseeker. It does give you pure damage. Again, the movement speed, or the move that Force Staff gives you is 600, so 20% of that is 120. 120 pure damage is not that much. It's like having a 160 damage nuke. It's like the same as Urn, basically. Urn is actually more damage than a Force Staff on Bloodseeker. Think about that, guys. An Urn costs only 900 gold, so I'm going to get Initiate on here, but it looks like I can dodge the boat at least. And that's going to keep me relatively survivable. Might be able to get a fight out of this, though. I guess the boat's going to get casted. My Rupture was way late, though. I should have casted that on him a lot earlier, so he looks like he's going to be okay. And now they're channeling an Epicenter, and hopefully they don't go in on that one. I can't believe Doom walked into that. That was a pretty silly mistake. Taking quite a bit of damage here, so I have to be careful. I'm heavily considering diving this, but I was hoping he would do the telekinesis so much earlier. But it just didn't happen. I have to be so careful. I really want him to die so that I can get some HP, which is why I'm standing by him. But very wisely, they're going to end up denying him. So, was I considering diving? Should I have dived the Kunkka? No, he's going all the way back. Alright, so back into the jungle to get some more HP. I can earn up again because of the death, so. Okay team fight, but I should have ruptured a lot earlier on the Kunkka. That would have set up the boat kill, possibly. But, kind of a weird game. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about the Force Staff Urn thing. So between level 6 and level 11, if you're not level 11 yet, Urn does more damage than a Force Staff will. It's not as burst, of course. The Urn will have to deal out the entirety of the damage, and you're going to have to get the souls as well. I liked how this guy was mana draining me, by the way. This is really smart, because if he prevents me from having mana for a Rupture as well as a Blood Rage, I'm actually not going to be able to get a kill on him. Normally I would maybe dive on the Lion right now, but I don't have the mana for it, so I literally can't. So yeah, Urn actually does more damage than Force Staff does at between level 6 and level 11. Once you hit level 2 Rupture, then Force Staff ends up doing 240 pure damage, which is starting to get to be pretty serious. That's more like a 300 damage nuke. So grabbing a Force Staff later in the game I think is a lot stronger than grabbing it early. I like grabbing early HP with Phase and Urn. I think this is the best build that you can go for. I think this game there were just so many darn stuns that I felt like I should get a BKB, especially that tier 2 tower that I died at. I felt I should have gotten the Kunkka kill, but I didn't because I had so many chain stunts. There's so many heroes mid. I should be not standing here right now. This is a big mistake. Wow, I stayed way too long. So I'm gonna get X'd, and it looks like I'm gonna die from this. I did buy my Mithril Hammer, but I'm so dead. I maybe could have earned myself there to survive. Not quite sure. But I stood way too far forward. I could see them all with vision. It was like 4 heroes coming mid. This is definitely feeling a little too strong. So I guess I did end up getting BKB first. I think this is the right choice. I seem to remember I didn't feel like I used my BKB extremely well this game, but against all of the heroes that they have, I think it's the right choice. Just shutting down Lion and Sanking. Like, Sanking is such a threat. His Burrow Strike is so fast, and if I get caught by that and chain stunned, it really puts me in a bad spot. So, here comes the respawn. I'm going to sell my Quelling Blade now, pick up the Mithril Hammer. BKB is not the worst damage item either. I mean, you get plus 24 damage from the hammer, so it's not horrible. My attack speed's still relatively slow, but could be much worse item choices. And skill build from here on out, I kind of like getting a mix of either stats or blood rage, just because I don't always want to max out the blood rage earlier. I'd like to keep the damage output a little lower on the heroes that I cast this on, basically. I think that ends up working out a bit better. So, and having more HP is always going to be a good thing. If you can stay alive and kill the guy that you're going after and get the heal as a result from it, then it really pays off. So I'm 6-2 right now, no assists. I see that hero in the bot jungle, so I'm going to go for him. If I can, oh wow, there's smoke, that's why. We can only see one of them. If I rupture one of these support heroes, it'll be a pretty good setup for us. Wow, they're actually really looking for him. I was quite confused about this. I was like, why is this Sanking solo? He seems so aggressive, like, and then Kunkka showed as well. I remember this part now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, they're all invisible. I was waiting for the setup on him. I was trying to cast the silence. I did get the silence, so he doesn't get the epi off. Omni Slash pretty good against Bloodseeker though. Like if they have some kind of like burst nuke that can just kill somebody, it shuts them down quite a bit. So Kunkka got doomed, he got, I think, his abilities off, and we end up getting crushed in the bot lane. But they were all there. I mean, they had 2 invisible heroes basically that we didn't know where they were, and they were able to jump on us quite easily. Our Medusa is 0 and 4. She had a rough time in the offlane, but she's not an offlane hero, so it's not too surprising.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So now they're going to push the bot lane.
Tower is under attack.
I'm still dead for 10 seconds.
Dire's
What was
middle
this guy's
tower
skill build?
has
Is
fallen.
that what I thought it was? Okay, good. For some reason I thought our spike was only level 1, and I was blown away. So we can go try to defend this. It would have been nice to have a BKB there, but they're going to take the bot tower. So they got a lot of advantage out of that team fight. On the bright side, we have so many carry heroes, or at least heroes that can farm. Like, we basically have 4 heroes that could potentially have carry potential. Lifestealer, Doom, and Medusa definitely. Bloodseeker, depending on the build, yeah, can do it. I usually don't build him carry style. I build a lot more utility items like Urn, and I get a lot of Halberds when I play Bloodseeker as well. But against this lineup, Halberd isn't really the best item. If they had more of like a sustained DPS hero, it would be pretty good, but Juggernaut can spin, he uses Omni Slash. Kunkka only has to attack occasionally, so just didn't really feel like it was that useful. I was so about to rupture this guy. Oh, I did actually rupture him. The stun actually did a lot there, and I was actually scared that those were the real jugs, so I didn't want to go initiate. Maybe I should have gone on him, perhaps. If I knew those were illusions, I probably would have gone for it. At least test things out, so.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Got a thirst as well. I figured there was a ward there because he actually did stun uphill. That was pretty obvious. And I actually do pick up a 2nd level Blood Rage right now. I want to get these levels up a bit. If I can silence a hero like Sand King or Lion, it's definitely worth it. Even if I increase his damage by 30, him stopping his abilities, his stuns and disables and things like that is by far more profitable than the extra 60% damage. And you always want to get your duration up here and your cooldown down, because once you hit level 4 with Blood Rage, you can keep the perma silence on a guy. And Lion hitting for double damage is way better than him throwing stuns and disabling me. So whenever there's no team fight going on, you might as well just farm, especially when you have this many carries on your team. It's always okay to just go kind of level with your team, just everybody spread out and farm, because you're going to be able to farm more than these int heroes. All of these int heroes require mana to jungle usually, whereas heroes like Medusa and Doom and Lifestealer, they can do it endlessly. It doesn't bother them at all, so we'll never be losing fight potential by jungling or spending mana on jungling, because we won't spend mana on jungling, basically. It's like there's some stuff going on mid. Lion picks off a kill on Rubik. I probably should have TP'd on this. I think I was a little late. Gonna see an Oppo wounds. Doom is showing up as well. As soon as I can rupture one of these squishy heroes, it should be good. I wanted to make sure that he died, so I was trying to rupture him, I think I felt like he got too far away, so I just gave up on it. A couple hits in, and then the rupture should guarantee me the kill, so. I was maybe a little late to the fight, but I get BKB from this, so. Sometimes good to get a couple hits in before you throw a nuke, by the way. If you throw your nuke right at the start of the fight, it sometimes plays your cards too much. Like, you'll say, okay, here's my nuke, they're down to 30% HP, they should be scared and they'll run away. If you hit them a couple times first, they're not going to have the same panic feeling, for example. So, to explain that more, like, if I ruptured the Kunkka right off the bat, he would have had to make the decision, okay, I need to get out, obviously. He did have a TP scroll. Maybe he could have TP'd at that point. If I ruptured him and he's at 30%, my expectation was to auto-attack him for 5 seconds, he could have teleported out and survived without me stopping him. So instead, I end up getting 3 attacks in until I feel ready to do more damage. I could have Blood Raged him with an Urn to lower his HP down farther, and as soon as I get him that low, then the pickoff can happen. So this is very rare that I grab a BKB this early on Bloodseeker. I oftentimes choose not to do this. I grab HP items like a Halberd or a Sanj instead, because I like the HP. I think the HP is more important than the damage, by the way. So, but I grab a BKB this game just because the chain stun has been quite annoying to deal with, and against a Lion and a Sand King and a Pugna, it's just a bunch of heroes that you don't want to have to deal with. I can still get Omni Slashed by Juggernaut, which is a lot of physical damage output, but the BKB stops the prime heroes, and I can always maybe even silence Juggernaut. So looks like Lion's gonna get a solo kill maybe. I like his juking. This was pretty good. I think this helped out a bit. But at this point, once he was dead, I realized that I didn't want to fight this. I don't know if I saw the Kunkka coming from mid, but looking at the map, that was completely the right decision. I maybe could have ruptured and killed the Lion, but it probably would have cost me a BKB charge, and I'm not completely sure that's worth it. So, alright, once again, our Medusa is going to die 0-5 and 0. Keep in mind, guys, that we had way more carry potential than our opponents, which means our early game is probably worse, and both of our guys got Midases, which was a bit of a mistake. I'm going to try to rupture this guy, I think. Should be an easy kill with a silence, and now a couple right clicks. I could use Urn, not needed, and Yeah. I mean, that's something that Night Stalker can't do as well, you know? Like, if somebody's out of position, you rupture them, and they just get shut down. I really wanted to get this kill on the Lion. I could see him high ground here. And I pop BKB. There's the silence on him as well, and this should allow me to just chase him down. I kind of had to BKB that early just in case he ended up going for the silence, but maybe that was too greedy. I'm not completely sure, but it looks like the Sanking was actually invisible, which is a little weird, and this is going to be my death, I believe. Yeah, so me killing the Lion there was probably not worth it. I really did have to pop the BKB a bit early, and that cost me a moderate amount. I wish he would have juked into the trees here. He didn't really have a good path, I think. So, me trading my life for a Lion, in that case, not worth it. And a BKB charge, I don't think that's worth it. Even trading a BKB charge for the Lion kill is maybe a bit iffy, because that's going to lower my duration by a lot for the rest of the game. The hard part for Bloodseeker, though, like why Magic Immunity is sometimes required, is because the cast animation on this hero is one of the worst in the whole game. There's very few heroes that take this long to cast a spell. But in his defense, like, it's a really good ability. Blood Rage, if you silence your opponents, 8-second silence, it basically sets you up for the kill. I don't know if I could have gotten it solo without the BKB, because casting that online is very difficult. He's much more likely to be able to hex or impale you as you cast it, and if that happens, then that's really going to lower your window of getting a kill. So, I'm maxing out Blood Rage again, 90% at the moment, and it looks like I'm AFK as heck. And there we go. I'll tab back in from whatever I was doing. I do have pretty good kills. My CS aren't that good. Bloodseeker luckily has he's able to get decent farm, actually. He can farm pretty okay while he grabs kills. With Poor Man's Shield and Phase Boots, I didn't get Poor Man's this game, I opted against it, but with Phase Boots you actually have pretty good survivability and pretty good damage against creeps, so again, it looks like we're going to maybe lose a hero. Our Doom is maybe out of position, but he actually pops a Shadow Blade, so looks like he's going to be okay, and I kind of wanted to initiate on this big time, especially on that Pugna. If we can catch somebody here. Give me the Rupture. Yep. We kind of dual combo here. I put the Urn on the Lion as well, and he should die. He tried to die to the neutrals. Didn't happen, though. I felt like my BKB was a little early here as well. I think this was a mistake for me, because it was like right after they used all their disables as well. I just felt like it wasn't that necessary. We need an Omni Slash here. Looking a little scary. I've got to run away at this point because my HP is so low. So fight didn't really turn out super well. I am healing back up though, and I can see quite a few enemies, so I was a little concerned with trying to stay alive. Just got to dodge a Torrent, which I did dodge a Torrent. This guy was way too far forward, so I'm going to try to lower his HP a bit, because I figure I can kill him when he's at 40%. I have a chance. So I Blood Raged, I earned as well. And at this point I should be able to chase him down with max movement speed. Another Blood Rage to get him really, really low. Cost me kind of a lot of mana to do this, but I was able to get the kill, so Bloodseeker's not a hero that you want to stay around after, because I will work you down eventually, and once you get low HP, I just have so many options. It's a line with a Blink Dagger, so I'm like, buy everything. Didn't end up killing me, just, I almost bought a Chainmail to purchase an item, but then I changed my mind. I can't remember what I got instead, but it's going to spin off that. I think at this point I'm getting a Force Staff, which I think is a good choice because my Rupture is level 3. So again, now my Force Staff will do 360 pure damage, which is really high. Again, you need to be able to pick heroes off with Bloodseeker, use Rupture, use Silence, and then maybe an Urn as well. You should be able to kill at least one guy, and Force Staff gives you that option. I could go damage items instead, but like Bloodseeker Radiance, for example, is a really common Bloodseeker pub build because pubs don't really know what to do with the hero, but utility items I think are the right choice. Radiance is great and all. It's a fantastic item in Bloodseeker. It's a chase here, and you can kill creeps and heal off of them while you're team fighting. That's awesome and all, but it's so expensive to get to 3,800 gold. And if you do, then you're just running around with like boots the whole time, the whole early game. And that's really not enough, I think, to stay alive and be applicable to team fights. So I really don't think Radiance is the right choice. I really think more of a utility Bloodseeker build is the best. Run around your opponents, give them headaches, take nukes, and when the time matters, you can jump into a team fight and you can kill at least one guy. His solo killing power is much higher than a Night Stalker's at this point in the game, I would definitely say. You can also Blood Rage yourself for damage. I very rarely do this. I probably should do it more, I think, but they obviously had a ward on the high ground, so things not looking so good for me. Getting mana drained as well. I decided to pop the BKB just to survive here because I did not want to die. But I do have a Rupture up now. I probably should have turned immediately as soon as the lift came. I think that was maybe a mistake. But another BKB charge puts my BKB actually really low. So I don't know if I should have BKB'd there. Like, at most it was preventing the Finger of Death, but that was on cooldown anyways. Not that I knew that, of course, but I think maybe I shouldn't have popped the BKB. If this guy wanted to kill me, he could just Omni Slash me and I would have died, period. He's actually got a lot of really good items. He's 8-0 and 3, so more or less perfect Jug game so far. Must be hard to play Jug against offlane Medusa, though, I must say. So yeah, almost a 4 staff. That'll give me a lot more solo kill potential. I can use that against support heroes or whoever that I want to kill. It also gets me out of trouble as well. Like, at the moment, I don't have a whole lot of escapes. I really want to kill this Lion. There's a silence as well, and Lion is a super easy kill. I gotta watch out for the epicenter, though. Just trying to take a little bit less damage from him, but nice. So I was able to clean up quite a bit here. The Bastra helping a lot as well. Now we have vision of the blood. The guy's just no way he'll survive here. Unless we all get Omni Slash or something. God, that was so much damage. Now we get to try to fight. Now can he bash him? Nope. Oh yeah, Pugna came from the back. I popped BKB because I really didn't want to die to him. I tried to earn, but luckily BKB saved me from the mana drain. I could maybe turn this into a play. I can't remember how low the Pugna is.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm just going to TP back to base since my HP is low. Like, Bloodseeker takes a lot of knowledge about enemy heroes to use them effectively. Like, you gotta know who to silence, things like that. We've been maybe overkilling a lot of heroes, I think. Like, we've been dooming and rupturing the same guy usually, which I think is a big waste. But the doom kind of kept choosing weird targets to doom this game. I wasn't completely happy with his decision making for enemy heroes. It's like, Medusa's gonna escape. Like, basically, a Lion doesn't need to get doomed if I can silence him. Like, Doom basically accomplishes very similar things. Like, Blood Rage does way less damage, but if I can silence a Lion for 9 seconds and it's one of my casual spells, like, we can doom a much more important hero like Juggernaut or something. That's how the game kind of progresses. We started saying, like, you really don't need to doom Lion or SK because I can target them. I can kill one of those guys. I can silence the other. It'd be much better if we can just stop the Juggernaut from Omni Slashing and stop, like, if the team fight happens and you can just delay his biggest damage source, and you got an Aghanims, by the way, so if you doom that, that's like his 4,000 gold item does nothing for the crucial part of the team fight where I'm killing supports. If we can kill off their supports for a couple seconds and then we can survive the Omni Slash like we saw last fight, Jug doesn't really do that much, so delaying his Omni Slash is really, really useful with Doom. And there's very few abilities like that that can do it. I can also cast Blood Rage on Juggernaut, but that is scary as hell, because if I give this guy a bonus 120% damage, he's going to be hitting with like a DD, and it's like more than a DD, and that means that he has a good chance of just killing people with right clicks. So I wouldn't really want to cast Blood Rage on him when I actually do max this out, so I pick up a Chainmail. I think I was going for a Blade Mail this game, which I can't remember if I enjoyed. I can't remember if I thought it was worth it or not, but I thought they had a ward high ground there because they started running towards me a bit, so I decided to swing around all the way. I think we're about to team fight here. I do like Blade Mail and Bloodseeker as well. It's kind of a cool item. Again, you have a lot of HP generally, and you'll be healing during the team fight, so if you can leverage your HP to reflect damage with the Blade Mail, I think it's pretty useful. It's pretty good against Sand King because he will actually reflect damage. I must be AFK or typing or something right now. I'm really confused, but yeah, I think somebody messaged me on Steam and I had to message them. Lion out of position, so I should be able to rupture him. Look at this Doom. Completely wasted. That was such a waste. I was able to kill the healing ward here, but big mistake that I didn't pop BKB. I needed to pop BKB before I got burst striked on to survive there. If I could have stayed alive, we could have maybe turned this fight more, but even still, the Doom from Doombringer was completely wasted. Like, I ruptured the guy, he was at half HP, I was gonna silence him, and the guy is just like so scared of Lion that he dooms him every single team fight. But that was a big waste. If you would have doomed somebody else, it could have been a team fight win maybe. Rupture cooldown's pretty low as well now. It did get buffed recently. It's down to 50 seconds a little bit, so one sec, guys. As you guys can hear, there's a lot of people in the house still, some of which are making noise and not quite protecting the noise as much as I wish they would, but laundry is quite loud. Hey, can you TP out of this? I don't know why we can't see some of these particles. Like, you can't see life drain on the replay for some reason. At least not there, you couldn't. It's kind of weird, but alright, so I died. Should have popped BKB. I was a little late. And I did still kill the line. So it's like I'm still snowballing a bit from kills, so my EXP is really, really high, but that's an open wounds on the Kunkka, but for some reason it's not showing up. Oh, that sentry was great. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to show up, but it ended up being completely worth it. And I wanted to silence him just so he can't Omni Slash or go into Viz or anything. In that case, when we're like 5v1 like that, it's absolutely worth it to silence him. Is that his first death? Yep. He picks up a Deso as well, and he's going Vlad's. That's actually a pretty good item build, I think. It definitely allows him to one-shot me with Omni Slash if he wants to. I think off of those kills I got a Blade Mail as well. So my Blade Mail's finished, which means I can reflect a lot of damage. Again, if I have BKB up though, the Blade Mail doesn't really do full force, but it's also pretty good damage output, honestly. The item is not bad for damage. It does plus 22 damage, gives you 5 armor. The int is maybe a bit wasted, but it is kind of nice on Bloodseeker. As it's not really needed at this point. I think I'm about to the area where mana doesn't matter anymore for the rest of the game, but there are some heroes that Blade Mail can be kind of a nice pickup on. It lasts for 4.5 seconds. It's been buffed a little bit over time. It used to be 5 seconds and it got nerfed down, and now it's been getting buffed up as people have been using it less and less. So I think the item is very situationally useful. There's not a lot of cases where it's useful, but I think in this setup where I don't need to go hard carry because all my allies are going hard carry, I think my item choices are okay. I think the BKB was pretty needed. I feel like I haven't been using it ideally necessarily, but it has gotten me some kills that I shouldn't have had otherwise. And I don't think I've done a 4-staff Rupture combo just yet. Medusa out of position once again. He looks quite dead. He's going to try to TP, but yep, that's going to be a dead Medusa. So he did burn like all of their abilities. Even the Finger of Death is a pretty long cooldown at this point, so maybe we can set up some kills. The bow dodge is so good. I couldn't do anything about that. He was gonna die. As soon as he gets solo Omni Slash, like I could have ran into it and maybe tried to tank half the damage, but my chances of dying from it were pretty decent. I was wishing that he burrow striked. He got a burrow strike to the large camp there. I checked. So slight mistake from him. And now our Doom is running in for some reason. He is actually able to kill the courier. That was pretty cool. Killing the courier is always gonna be good. And now Blood Rage, really good for jungling. Like, you don't even need damage items on Bloodseeker, and you can actually jungle pretty fast. You'll make up for the HP that you lose from casting Blood Rage on yourself just by killing the neutrals. You kill the neutrals and you get the HP back. But on the bright side, we're farming okay. We're going to have an AC up on Doom soon. I think I told the Lifestealer to go Heart. He asked me what he thought that I should get, and I said Heart. The reason I think Heart is pretty good is because their carry isn't scaling damage that hard. It's more of just like a Omni Slash build, basically, and a little bit of single target damage. If you had like a Butterfly here, and instead of a Desolator, grabbing a Heart is probably not the right choice for the Lifestealer. But yeah, I think he was just about to start the Heart just now. So if your opponents have a lot of magic damage doesn't really scale late unless you get things like Ethereal Blades or Veils or something like that. Magic damage doesn't really scale late, so that means that grabbing HP is usually going to make you more survivable than damage items. You usually want more HP so you can survive the entire burst. It's like Bloodseeker, for example. I've been talking about this all game. I have like a burst quota, and if I can't kill somebody with my burst quota, then my hero starts being useless. So I have to like constantly dance that line of, can I kill this guy? If I kill this guy and end up surviving, and then I can continue to be useful for the rest of the fight. But if I can't kill one guy, if he has a little bit too much HP, like if these support heroes had an extra 500 or 1000 HP or something, it would put me in a really bad spot, and it would make it really tough for me to fight. So we're going to swing in on the top lane here and try to get a kill. Our Medusa is actually not here. I don't know if she's TPing. I can't remember. I don't know why he popped Scorched Earth, but we're going to be able to initiate here. I was about to cast Rupture, but I get Burrow Striked. And then the Blink Hex and the combo nukes. They spent a lot to kill me, though, on the bright side. So they spent pretty much everything just to kill me by myself, but I was not happy about that. I basically wasn't anticipating to get Burrow Strike from the SK. I thought I was going to be able to initiate, but that didn't happen at all. Like, all that happened was I just died, pretty much. Looks like we're actually still fighting pretty good, though. Wow, that deal was so clutch. Now, Omni Slash actually didn't kill everybody. Medusa's really tanky now. So what I should have done, I should have BKB'd first, basically. Again, the long cast animation time really hurt me. If I would have BKB'd, I could have definitely ruptured, I could have definitely silenced somebody, and my chances of dying would have gone way down. Like, we could have actually fought the game. If I ruptured the Sand King, he can't blink, for example, and then he can't get a good epi off. And he epi'd me solo, but if I would have been able to just pop the BKB, he wouldn't have done anything. He probably would have burst striked at me and wasted his life. So, this guy is crazy. Going back into the fight. Another cool thing that I can do now, I saw in the last fight that Medusa's actually fighting okay now. She has Linken's as well as a Yasha, despite her dying so much. She's been doing a great job farming. So this means that I can actually start Blood Raging her, especially since I'm at level 4. Don't be afraid to use it on your allies. And Medusa is definitely a hero that doesn't really require much casting to be effective. Like, all I have to do is, like, all she has to do is pop her ulti and a snake, and she's happy. That's pretty much it. I'm going to try to rupture. Can I silence? He's going to be spinning here. I feel like this rupture was a mistake. No, maybe not. Alright, I think I should be able to get this. Yeah, yes, I remember. He did have an Aegis up, so maybe that wasn't the best. I'm able to silence Pugna as well, but I've got to get out of here. This is dangerous. I think I should have silenced him first before I ruptured. If I would have done that, I could have just picked him off immediately. But I casted Rupture. I hesitated way too long there, I think. I should have tried casting Silence. If I silence Rupture 4 staff, he dies. Like, it doesn't matter. And I could have Blade Mailed as well. Like, the only way that he can stop my Blade Mail damage is if he either spins or Omni Slashes me. But if he's silenced, he can't do either one of those. Even if he does more right click, I think it would have been okay. I'm going to start trying to... I don't know why I was so scared here. I should have been less scared, I think. Boat's going to wreck. I think I was definitely a little too scared. I was able to 4-staff him. And look at that heal. 800 HP out of this. Silence on him to stop the stun. And again, getting the... working his HP down with the urn. I should have vision on him. Need to get some HP up, so I wanted to go high ground for a bit. I should be able to wrap around and get some kills. Blade Mail again, helping out. I think it's time to run now. Especially seeing Pugna there as well. It's not worth it anymore. It's time to run. So, I got enough kills. Picked off the line as well as the Kunko 1v3. Blade Mail actually did work out. Again, it didn't do a whole lot when Kunko responded fire on me, but like just getting the extra 80 damage put him low enough where I could right click and finish him off. My right click damage is pretty good right now. A lot of that's Alpha Wolf actually on the Doom at the moment, but so I think my BKB duration is really low at this point, 5 seconds. So at this point, the cooldown doesn't go lower as you use it, so you might as well just use it every engagement. I'm trying to rupture on this guy, but or silence first. I can't remember exactly. If he goes invisible, I actually can't kill him. So I have to cast either silence first, or I have to get him below 50% or 25%. Let's see, invis. Visibility health for 50. Okay, sight of enemy heroes below half their visibility. So that means if they are at 25%, they're invisible. I can still see them. So I have to get them pretty low to get those kills. So. Invisibility. So from here, the game is kind of broken a bit more even. They haven't been able to rax yet. We're still farming pretty well. I've gotten a lot of kills, so my levels are great. And I might as well just farm with Blood Rage at this point. My attack speed isn't that fantastic. I'm a little unhappy about this, but I've gotten a decent amount of Bloodseeker item builds in the past, and I really do kind of like the... I do kind of like this build still. Looks like some dead heroes. So we're going to lose our 2 other carry heroes again. I don't know how that started, but we did have ward vision in that area, so it seemed a little weird. Medusa is able to take a tower, though, so that'll give us some gold in exchange. I don't remember what I bought from this point. I feel like I haven't done that many Rupture 4 staffs yet, just like 1 or 2, but... Doom's gonna buy back. We can maybe fight this. I feel like I should go like some kind of a tank damage item, like a butterfly or something. I almost ruptured nothing. That was a great initiation. I tried to 4 staff out of it, but it came with and I died. So, really bad team fight from me, so I decided to buy back. I didn't cast anything, so I should be able to pick off some heroes. Is he invisible? Is he ghost sceptered? What happened? I can't remember. I think he got decrapped maybe. Should have just force staffed the guy. I don't know why I waited so long. That was weird. I'm gonna cast another silence on him, I think. Gotta get out of battle for a bit because I'm taking too much. So, can I pick off some kills? I don't know. Oh, I remember this point. Oh, they had a ward, that's why. I didn't know they had a ward there. I was like, hey, maybe I can kill these guys. Their positioning was pretty good. And I didn't have vision, I think, which is why I ran right into that. Oh, they killed me really fast. It was like a triple hit from Juggernaut. I turned the blade mail on, but it was a little bit too much. So I was going to try to chase them down, but ended up with me just dying. So, wow, I lost a lot of money. I had like, that's why I don't remember getting another item, because I had like 2,500 and I just threw it all away by dying twice and buying back. My first death shouldn't have happened. I should have BKB'd again. It was like seriously, that 1.5 second cast time or whatever the heck it is, it's super high. Would be completely solved by just popping your BKB. And it's only 5 seconds and all, but I need to basically get my rupture and my silence off for me to be useful in a fight, and I didn't get that off in time. On the bright side again, Medusa's level 20. She has decent damage items. I can silence her, give her 120% increase. Oh man, she's way forward right now. That Lincoln's helping out, but she needs to use her ulti. And then there it is. The ulti goes on Juggernaut. We're able to telekinesis lift him. He doesn't get Omni Slash off. And Juggernaut actually, or Rubik actually sold the Omni Slash. So our carry potential is finally kicking in here. First hit bash, so good.
I should have known.
So Pugna dies pretty easy at this point. I'm alive. And our carry potential kicking in is really nice. If we look at the graphs, I'm sure that we have a decent advantage now. We've actually been getting EXP advantage the whole... Wait, this is the Dire team actually. Dire team is getting more EXP advantage. The gold graph has been pretty close the whole game despite our heroes being not so good. This is largely probably our Midases, honestly. Like the Midases are surely increasing our farm a lot, but... Lifestealer is pretty good items at this point. Doombringer. I can't click on him because he's clicking on other people, but we'll check his items in a second here. Did I stack this camp? I think I did. Yeah, I did. He's got a Shadow Blade, Midas, AC. Decent items. One-shotting little skeletons, always good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Is that a hero in their jungle? What? I don't know why we have a hero in their jungle. This Medusa's like crazy, man. Oh, he accidentally X'd the... Oh, did he just... Oh my god, he just epicentered. That was weird. Yeah, the Kunkka just X marks the Sand King. If you'd X mark the Medusa, Medusa would be dead right now. They have a Veil as well. Who had the Veil? Oh, Sand King. This guy's really farmed actually. So at this point we're taking a Roshan. My HP's pretty good. I can Blood Rage the Lifestealer for bonus damage. I think I did partially. I was going to pick it up because I'm pretty aggressive. He wastes his Doom completely. This guy's had Lincolns for a long time, so it was a big mistake. He definitely had level death up, so just always cast level death on somebody. Once they get Lincolns, you always got to cast level death first, just to like confirm, basically. Those are enemy heroes. I probably should have ruptured somebody 2 seconds ago. I think that would have been okay. But no fight happens, and we're going to wait. So, Blood Rage Medusa, pop BKB, rupture squishy heroes, and kill them. Hopefully with Force Staff. I can still continue to buy items, but my GPM isn't really increasing that much, I think, if we take a look at stats. Net worth, mine is actually really not that high. I'm pretty far down there. My net worth is really not that great, but my EXP gain is probably ridiculous, if that is a stat. EXP per minute? Yeah, look at this. I'm number 2, just because I'm in so many kills. So while I might not be getting as many items as my opponents, I am creating space for my allies, that's for sure. Surprised my farm is so low. But I haven't been last hitting that much. Unless you get like a Radiance or a Battle Fear or something weird like that on Bloodseeker, it's kind of tough to do damage. I don't know if a Maelstrom might be kind of fun. Or a Mjolnir, maybe. Could maybe see that working with a little HP. Hey, Will, can you shut the door? Oh yeah, that's right, Medusa got a Rapier at this point. We're like, Medusa don't get Rapier, and she's like, I'm getting a Rapier, and then she got a Rapier. We were scared. The game's still pretty close. Like, it's actually in our favor now, because I guess, we're winning team fights or something? Like, not really, we're just kind of farming. Looks like we outfarmed them for a bit here. And now we're gonna pop smoke. The game's still really close. All it really comes down to is a messed up team fight, but I think our room for error is way less, than the opponents. Like, we have a super tanky Medusa. All she has to do is pop her ulti and A-click the ground, and she does a lot. We knew they were here, so we were ready to fight, I think. Just silenced him, because I knew we didn't have to ulti this. Oh my god. Boy, did I almost die. I blood raged the Medusa, but it was a bit late. I actually almost died that fight, but what I ended up doing was just running away last second. I could have popped BKB, but I knew that I had Aegis, so I wanted to save until I respawned. So things worked out. I saved Rupture. I was able to use it on. I did the silence on Lion because he was out of position. Lion was a super easy kill. He only has Blink and Ghost Scepter, so that was easy kill. So I silenced Lion, and then I could save the Rupture for another core support hero. That's true. I played with those guys again before, and I fed a little bit. It wasn't flame or anything. I mean, it kind of was, but it was completely justified. I legitimately didn't play very well the game before this. I played a Lone Druid offlane. It was versus a Sniper Dazzle, which is a pretty weak duel, and I kept almost getting kills, but I was dying, so I ended up feeding like 2 or 3 kills. I think 3 kills on the top lane. The first 2 kills, I almost got kills, but I died, and then the third time was them just outplaying me, so that was a rough game. But this one looks good, doesn't it? We take the bot racks, we should be able to take the mid racks. Our damage output is insane at this point with the Divine Rapier. And actually maybe should have tanked more. Now that I think about it, like if I just would have tanked more in that last fight, instead of being scared, like I probably should have just gone aggressive and been in the meat of it and taken the damage. Because if I sit on the outside trying to conserve my Aegis and then Medusa dies and gives them a Rapier, like if Juggernaut got a Rapier this game with these items, you can't really see his items. He has like Manta and Butterfly and all these other good things. It would have been really scary. They definitely could have carried the game with a Rapier, I think. If you just Omni Slash, he could have killed everybody, I think. But that didn't happen. We're able to take the barracks, I think. Unless, nope, that's right. We did lose the Rapier. Oh, I should click on me. I was able to pick it up. I was really sad I sold my TP scroll now, because I wish I could have just TP'd right there. Haha, survived, okay. So yeah, it's Bloodseeker. Earn Phase Boots, I recommend that. From there, get utility item based on what the heroes have. If they have too many stuns, you get a BKB. If you hit level 11, feel free to grab a 4-staff whenever. You can grab it earlier, but it doesn't give you that much damage. I still think Earn is better. Try to make plays, chase people down, be a nuisance. Silence core heroes like Lion. And I think that's about it. Generally, Night Stalker is a better hero, but I think Bloodseeker is a bit more fun to play because I think he scales a little bit better late game. Like late game, unless Night Stalker gets damage items, he doesn't do that much to a single hero, whereas Rupture is pretty much always going to be good at picking off supports. So if you guys want to try out Bloodseeker, you can. Sorry I haven't made videos in a week, but now we should be getting back to things. The last the last Eastern Qualifier games start tonight. It's going to be LGD China versus Rattlesnake. And it should be pretty fun. I won't be casting any of the games, but I will be analyzing them, so you guys will see me on stream if you guys want to tune in. That's twitch.tv/BeyondSummit. As of my recording now, that's in like 8 hours, I think. 8 hours. So I think that's it. And now that I have some free time, I'm probably going to handle the t-shirt contest stuff now. I haven't had time in the last week. Didn't even have time to make videos. I definitely didn't have time to do the t-shirt contest stuff. I'm going to work on those. In the next couple days, I'm going to do some guide stuff as well, like guide videos, I think. Start detailing that out for you guys. I've supposed to have been doing that for like a month now, but I'm going to try to get more people to check out the in-game guides. And then from that, I think that's about all I need to tell you guys. More videos soon. Okay, thanks everyone for tuning in. Sorry about the delay on videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.